Hello everyone, and welcome to the Keyframe Clips Short Film Competition 2022. Back in September of last year, I announced this competition, and over the next 8 months, there were 14 animators who created just some excellent films that we'll be watching here shortly. To help me with scoring these entries, I have two guest judges who are both fantastic animators, and I'm really glad that they could join in to help give their thoughts and scores. The first guest judge is Howard Wimshurst. Howard is a successful independent animator, and he's also the founder of the Animator Guild community, and we're proud to have him here as a judge.
Hey guys, my name is Howard Wimshurst. I am going to be a guest judge here on the Keyframe Clips animation contest, and I'm going to be giving some feedback to all of the entries, and I've watched them all and I really like what you have made here. I really like all of the entries, and I'm going to be giving some of my feedback about them, some of my reactions, my thoughts on the animations, and just really showing my appreciation for all of the hard work that the entrants have been putting into this contest.
Our other guest judge is Andymation. He's an amazing stop-motion animator who has worked on multiple Leica films and done a lot of his own independent work as well. So we're really grateful to have him on our panel of judges.
Hey guys, I'm Andy from the Andymation YouTube channel. If you've seen my stuff, I do a lot of flipbook animations, stop motion, stuff like that. So it's kind of my area of expertise. I worked on 4 of Leica's movies, Paranorman, The Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, Missing Link. So I've had a lot of experience with, stop motion. That's kind of my world. And of course my channel all around flipbooks. But I just wanted to say thanks to you guys for letting me, just kind of be involved, see your films, and be a judge. I think no matter what my opinion is, or anybody who's judging your films, just congrats for just having an idea and doing something with it. I think everybody kind of wins just for that. You have an idea, you found a way to tell your story and put it out there. So I think regardless of who's like first place, second place, whatever, you guys should just all be proud of yourselves for just taking an idea and creating something with it. Sometimes that's the thing, that's the step that a lot of people just don't get past, is just taking an idea and making something out of it, no matter sort of what your skill level is. So anyway, it was cool to see all your creativity. You get to watch through your films, and yeah, so best of luck to everyone, and thanks for letting me be a part of it.
The films you're about to see were scored on 6 categories: animation, art, originality, entertainment, sound, and story. And now for the prizes, which the winners will all be announced at the end of this premiere. Third place will receive a Huey on Canvas 13, which I have to thank Howard Wimshurst for so generously providing this prize. Second place will receive a Huey on Canvas Pro 16 Premium. And finally, first place will receive a Huey on Canvas Pro 20. Additionally, each winner will receive a custom Keyframe Clips keychain engraved with their placing in the competition. By the way, this competition is not sponsored by Huion, so if you would like to support this or any other future events, you can get a keychain of your own, and I'll leave a link to the shop in the description below. All right, I hope you guys are all settled in and that you have your popcorn, because we're going to begin now, starting with the first film called Lotus Gem by B. Enjoy. I really like the look of this one a lot, the mysterious ruins, and you can just feel the power coming off of the Lotus Gem. The character design was very nice, and there was a cool reveal towards the end. I just really enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for submitting it. Andy had this to say about the film. The art design and backgrounds were amazing. Loved the color and vibe. Which I would agree with. I think you really captured that mystery and intrigue kind of vibe. Let's hear from Howard now.
Next up we have Lotus Gem, and it's by Bax or B. So from the moment this film opened up, I could feel the quality in the backgrounds, the animation, the design, the coloring, the shading, all of it. There's really nice ambient light effects going on, and we open up with this this bear character who is adventuring through the forest and either stumbles upon or has found from looking this Lotus Gem, I suppose. And so this was very reminiscent to me of like the Indiana Jones kind of feel, like this adventurer, historian, perhaps a historical enthusiast bear. And it was just a very fun entry with a nice twist ending that gave me a lot of ideas and inspiration of where could it have teleported the bear to, and was the bear aware of the teleportation properties of this gem? Yeah, that kind of got my imagination going, and I like any animation that can do that to my imagination. So well done, B or Bax. So well done for submitting that. I gave this the standout category for art. I thought the artwork was very strong, the coloring, rendering, backgrounds, great. Thank you.
So of the 6 categories, we gave this one the standout in art. Next up, we have Danger Storm by Baldwin Negato. Enjoy.
Roger. We're taking fire from roughly building 113, 113 on ground.
How is it possible that you are capable of reading a book under the sun? You're the one to talk. You're looking directly under the sun. Well, as for me, I'm looking at the clouds. They're just so beautiful.
Sir, we have a problem. The storm was too strong that we got in fast, and it turns out the kids are still out there.
I can't believe it. You guys actually abandoned them out there.
I'm really sorry, but the storm was too much.
Don't worry. I'll get them myself.
Wow, this was a big production, clearly, and a very ambitious undertaking. The 2D and 3D elements were blended together very well, and is overall a great entry. Thank you. Andy said, impressive to make a film of this size. Nice work. Howard had this to say.
Next we have Danger Storm by Baldwin Nigato. And I think this might be the largest entry in terms of runtime, so it's pretty epic. It's an epic story, and it's a very ambitious animation as well. It's a very ambitious story because it's set on this massive ship at sea, and then that ship goes through this enormous storm, like a vortex-like storm. So I think this story is marked by these really breathtaking moments. Some that come to mind are like when the woman's hat is carried away on the wind and the camera just follows that hat on the wind as it gets blown away. And I really liked that moment. And also just adding in the moment of the whale passing underneath the raft with the two boys on. Brilliant moment. I mean, that's something that I will remember from this film. So I really like those moments. And there is also this consistent story through the whole thing of these two boys, these two friends who are trying to help each other, save each other, and protect each other during this terrible storm. And also the members of the crew on there. There was this sort of heroic effort from this crew member to try and get there in time to save these boys. And so yeah, a lot of good moments along the way. Sometimes I think that the pace could have been compressed a little bit, but I also understand that it's an epic story and that sometimes you wanted to capitalize on certain moments within that story. Overall, I thought this was a very good story, very ambitious, and of course I will give the standout category with this to the story. I think the story was very well considered and it was a great idea, and I like how it came around full circle with the boys getting rescued in the end. So well done, Baldwin. Really good achievement to get that one made and entered into this contest. I really enjoyed it.
So we give this one the standout in both originality and art. Next up we have Far From Home by Bass House. Please enjoy.
Wait up! We are lost. Again, thanks to you.
No, we are not lost. I am sure we are close to home.
Come on, look around you. We are so lost.
Don't worry, I will get us back home safe, I promise.
Okay, sure, let's see about that. In what direction do we go then?
This direction?
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
There is no way you will ever get us back home.
Oh, great. I found it. Look. It seems like you need to apologize for being wrong.
Okay. Sorry. I really didn't think you could get us back home.
Apology accepted, Ben.
Let's go home then.
So this was a nice entry. It has really interesting sci-fi environments, and it just really makes you wonder about how they got there, who these people are. The story is pretty simple, but overall is a good entry, so thank you for submitting. Andy said, the Rick and Morty style is fun, nicely done, and I have to agree with that too. The style made for a nice vibrant animation, and the characters were well made. Let's hear from Howard.
So Bass House created an animation called Far From Home. And I found this to be quite a witty script, and it was interesting to see these two characters on the screen performing this dialogue. I found it slightly uncanny, just because they're always smiling, even when they're delivering a line that's not necessarily a joke or something. They've always got this smile. But you brought it all together into a very presentable animation. The backgrounds were all there. The coloring was great. The two characters looked pretty decent. So you've got everything there as a foundation. I would say it felt a bit safe. You know, the characters didn't feel like they were in danger at all. And so the next time you make an animation, I would say I would invite you to push your animation into something a little bit more daring. Like these characters, okay, let's give them now some real challenges. For the standout category, I would give it to the art style. I thought the backgrounds and the characters were very nicely rendered. So now that you've got that, I feel like this might have been your sort of that's your first step, right? And now you can take that into really interesting situations and build the story and try and surprise the audience. That's going to be where this your filmmaking goes up again into another level and steps up again into really entertaining, interesting films. And I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So we give this one the standout category for art. Next up, we have Igniter by Billy Wang. Enjoy.
Mommy, look here! The eggs are cooking. I'm making sun sandwich. It's sun-made, silver stripe special. My love.
Angie, you goof bean. You're making a mess. Do you think this is how you properly cook an egg? Give me the spatula, now. Jeez, you silly little sausage.
I thought I was a goof bean.
Look, I'm being serious. Don't do this again. I can't have you making a mess and wasting eggs like this just because you think it is fun. You got it, Angie?
Oh yeah, sorry, Mom.
Good. It's all right now. Just don't do it again. Once I'm done grilling, I'll find something for you to do.
Don't worry, Mommy. It's not your fault.
Oh my God.
Hope you liked that one. I just think that was a really great entry. The sound of the little spiders crawling around and the bright environment just really pulls you in. And you get to know the characters really well over the course of the story with a nice blend of humor in there. Andy had this to say: "The timing is excellent, poses are great, story is super solid, really fun, pacing is spot on, kept a good sense of suspense." I'd have to agree with that. Really have a solid story here that's easy to follow the whole way through. Howard had this to say:
This film is called Igniter, and it's by Common IQ, aka Billy Wang. Billy Wang is his real name. And for this, I really like this film, of course. We've got really robust visuals. You know, it's polished, it's created to a very high standard. The writing is very good, the sound is very good. So all round, this is already a heavy-hitting animation, very, very good. And yet, there's still parts where you're having fun with it, which is what I like to see. So you're having fun with the environment, with the world building, the background. You've got these big blue friendly spiders that are just scuttling all around the place, but the characters don't seem to mind. So they're nice and friendly, these blue spiders. Every little breath and blink, shrug, head tilt, they're all very thoughtfully articulated in the animation. Really like this entry. I gave the standout category to sound and animation. I think it's among the best entries with sound, the consideration for the sound, the overall quality of the sound, and using sound creatively and immersively. And the animation. The animation was top notch here. Great character animation with a lot of nice idiosyncrasies in there. So well done, Billy. Great work.
So we give this one the standout category to both sound and animation. This was a really fun entry. Thank you for submitting. Next up, we have Clone by Chahid G. Unfortunately, this film doesn't have any audio, so it will be silent while it's playing. Enjoy. I think there's a solid premise here, and you have a really interesting cast of characters. The story gets pretty wild there for a bit, but that animation where the gun transforms is really well done. And I think there's a lot of potential. Andy said, The color and shading was great in some of the shots. I would be excited to see this one more fleshed out. I'd have to agree with that. Like I said earlier, I could see a lot of potential here. Let's hear from Howard.
So for this entry, it's called Clone, and it's by Kahid G. And so this is it's an escape plot in a futuristic prison. So what's not to like about that? I don't know. I think it's a great idea, very fun plot and world building here that you have. We start with this character that's, well, we don't even know it's a character. We see this shipping container that has this prisoner that's getting brought into this maximum security prison vault that's like maybe on a different planet. I don't know. It looks very like a very alien planet. I don't know. And so I love how we're introduced to the character and the location by driving in, going up the floors in the elevator, the security and everything. We have a pretty good idea about the fortifications because of that. And we have an understanding of what these characters have to get through if they're going to want to escape from this prison. It got a little bit ridiculous when the prisoner brought out the Gatling gun. I was like, how is he allowed a Gatling gun inside this prison? But I enjoyed it. I found this animation to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to give the standout category to entertainment. Of course, I thought it was very entertaining. So thank you very much for submitting that. And I hope you keep making these cool animations and keep working on them.
So we gave this one the standout category in originality. Next up, we have the film Objectivity by Chris Vantage. Enjoy. I really like this entry. I think it's very quickly engaging, wondering about what is going on with all these characters, what they're doing. The art style is pretty simple, but you managed to create a lot of unique characters that are just interesting to watch in the way that they move around. So thank you for creating and submitting this entry. Andy had this to say: I loved the style, loved the minimal character designs and shapes. Howard had this to say:
all right, we have this animation called Objectivity, and it's by Chris Vantage. And the characters all had this very bouncy way of moving around that felt very free and liberated and had a lot of energy to it. And I think part of that is because of the inherent design style and the way you've drawn these characters, very simplified. Sometimes they're just like block colors and block shapes, which probably helps to give them that free-flowing animated look, because it's not taking too long to redraw these characters in frame-by-frame animation. That would be my guess. And this metaphor, more importantly, the metaphor of this stone or this rock that he finds called truth. And I think even if, so I didn't grasp the meaning of everything that happened with this rock, but just adding that word onto the rock suddenly gives this a lot of metaphorical meaning to be gained from it. So now this is not just one character hitting the other character over the head with a rock, but it's hitting the character over the head with the truth. What does that mean? What can we learn from that? When the truth is like this boulder that's getting rolled, that rolls onto this character and crushes them. What does that mean? Like, it becomes more interesting when we use a word like that. So anyway, I will give this standout category to animation. I liked the animation in there. There were some really nice, charming pieces of animation and also some quite disturbing pieces of animation in a way. Like I liked the point of view shot where the character was like hitting at the camera. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, that would be my standout category. Thank you for submitting it. Very interesting entry. Very nice addition to this animation contest.
We gave this one the standout category in originality and animation. Next up, we have the duo of Pawnee and Apple by Chucky GT.
We survived. Did they really have to use sun missiles on us? We only stole 7 grams of mananium.
That's your fault for getting caught.
What's your analysis, Apple?
Our engines withstood the corrosion of the sun ray weapons. However, the battery is low and will need to recharge for 6 hours until we can fly again. We are also stranded on a pillar on the distant world of Polygana.
Wow, this world is so shiny. We should venture it.
Negative.
Huh?
I have no recorded intel of this planet. Who knows what kind of dangers linger on its surface. We should camp this out until our batteries are recharged.
But look at how sparkly the view is.
No.
Apple?
Don't do it, Pawnee.
Guys, get a swarm!
Don't get carried away, Pawnee. We still have 3 more hours.
Relax. You can gather intel from this planet as we explore a bit.
I could create a new file for this planet in my database. Fine, but only until our battery is fully charged.
Yes! Let's spread some glitter on this road.
This is another great entry. They're such a charming duo of characters and their dynamic is just very entertaining. And you have that sort of classic juxtaposition of like a serious and silly character. And I just really enjoyed the little gags here and there, and it feels like this could easily be a whole series of adventures. Great work, and thank you for submitting. Andy said, super cute, really fun characters. Howard said,
I love this story. This is by Chucky GT, the duo of Pawnee and Apple. Yes, Pawnee and Apple. And it's very warm and wholesome story of these two mischievous space travelers who find themselves stranded on this alien planet. And yeah, it's really, really charming, this bond that is established within this animation, this bond connection between this human and this robot, and how the human character is just has this kind of fearlessness about them because she's with the robot, and the robot is the responsible one, and the robot is also the one who has the means to get them out of a jam when they find themselves in a jam. So this was really nice when we see like the free falling sequence where she just stands up to the ledge, turns around and just lets herself fall because she knows. We don't know. This is the cool thing about this animation. As the audience, we didn't know what was going to happen next. We just see her like effectively just jumping off a massive cliff. But the character knows what's going to happen, which is that the robot is going to come and save her. So very nice little story there. The standout category for this one, I would say, is the story again. The establishment of these characters, I would put that as story. I like the characters a lot, so that's what I would give it the standout in. But great all-round entry, very entertaining, very nice. Thank you.
so we gave this one the standout category to animation and entertainment. There's a lot of nice smooth animation in here and just overall entertaining to watch. Next up we have Cubicle Battlegrounds by Mugen Dori. Enjoy.
Hello, Dorian here. I just wanted to thank you guys for letting me take part in this animation challenge. It's been a fun ride over these last 3 months. I like to shout out to some of the people. Common IQ, Billy Wang, Chucky GT, and Zai. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but whatever. There might be a part 2, I don't know. Because this animation challenge took a lot out of me. So, and also, if I were to do it again, this one will be way better. Better animated, better voice effects, sound effects, or whatever you call it. But although it was hard, it was really fun too. So I hope to do it again. Bye.
So this one had a really cool setting and had some pretty nice pieces of animation in there. There are some bits that need a little more polish, but overall it was a great entry, and I think you have a good foundation here that you can keep building on. So thank you for entering. Andy said, I would love to see this one more fleshed out. Lots of good potential here. I totally agree. I think the foundation is there, like I said, and you just have to keep working at it. I think you've got a lot of potential. Let's hear from Howard.
And this one is by Mugen Dori. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Mugen Dori. Mugen Dori. Magen Dori. One of them has got to be right, surely. Cubicle Battlegrounds. Now, there's some really nice animation in this. A lot of frames have gone into this. I can see a lot of drawings have been made for this. And I really like especially the graceful wing movement of the bird. I found that to be a very pleasing movement. And I also liked this kind of stream of consciousness audio, well, not audio, but subtitled thoughts of the character as this character is kind of giving chase to this bird in this cyberpunk kind of fantasy digital world. So there's a bit of world building going on, there's a bit of action, and also we're establishing this character who's like the main character and has this fun personality. So there's a lot to like about this animation. For Cubicle Battlegrounds, I would have to give the standout category to the animation and entertainment. Thank you for submitting, and hope to see you back again with another one at some point in the future.
So we ended up giving this one the standout category in originality. Overall, it was just a really nice original piece of animation, and thanks again for submitting. Our next film is called Insomnia by Kenman. Please enjoy. This was another really nice entry. The art style is very appealing, as well as the color palette, and the sketchy line style just really fits the story well. The sound was also really well done, and that galloping just really makes you feel their mind racing. Andy had this to say: I loved the style, loved the character design, did very well at visually expressing the feeling of insomnia. Howard said,
all right, this entry is called Insomnia, and it's by Kenmin. And Kenman has used a variety of effects to depict an experience that many of us can relate to. This idea of not being able to fall asleep at night and that just driving you mad, and trying all these different ways to fall asleep, like going upside down. I usually find the upside down one works for me. But I like how you've used a lot of different methods to convey this feeling of not being able to sleep. There's all these little circles just surrounding the character, which is just like the mind just going over and over these different thoughts and just not being able to rest. I thought it was very good at depicting these things using a variety of visual and audio methods. Speaking of the audio, I was very impressed with the track. It's a stroke of genius. It's taking the classic Go to Sleep melody and it's kind of remixing it with this kind of galloping beat to reflect the gears that are working in the mind and this restless feeling. So it's a really good undermining of the go to sleep thing. It's like the character is wanting to go to sleep but is not able to. So I was marveling at all these technical innovations in this film that all came together to create this experience and to show that visually. And yeah, I really appreciate this animation. I think it's a really good one. Very thoughtful. I would give the standout category to the sound, just because the sound impressed me so much, and the art style. It's a unique style of design with the character. The character looked so frazzled by the end of that sequence. So yeah, great entry. Thank you very much, Kenmin, for submitting that.
We gave this entry the standout category in art. You had a very visually appealing style and overall just very well done. Thank you. Next up we have Little Kurma by Manoj Prabhu. There is some blood/graphic content in this film, so just take that into consideration before viewing. Otherwise, please enjoy. That was a great entry. Really well done. Pretty tense story throughout. I feel like you're able to make a connection with the turtles right away, and that really pulls on your emotions. Really great work and well done all around. Thank you for submitting. Andy said, the suspense was very well done, very engaging. I'd have to agree with that fully. I mean, you're really kind of on the edge of your seat throughout the whole film. Howard had this to say.
All right, this animation is called Little Kurma, and it's by Manoj Prabhu. Manoj Prabhu. I might be pronouncing that terribly wrong, I'm sorry. But this entry I thought was brilliant. I really like this animation. We start with these turtles that are coming out of the ground, out of the sand on the beach. And they've got this kind of Disney style. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, nothing's going to go wrong to these turtles, right? It's a Disney style. It's going to be a nice, playful animation where everyone is safe. And then the turtle gets misdirected to the road because of the city lights, because of urbanization. The fact that the style of the Disney style that lulls you into that false sense of security, and then the look to the left and there they are, dead baby turtles, was a great shock. But then we continue with that story. It's such a compelling story because it's a baby turtle. You don't want anything to go badly for this baby turtle. You do not want this baby turtle to go through harm. There's great visual storytelling. I felt instantly connected to the character and was so relieved when it managed to make it back to the water in the end. I was worried it was going to get picked up by a seagull or something. I don't know if I could have handled that. I think this was a really good entry. I really like it. It stood out to me. And the standout category, of course, I have to give it to story. Impeccable story, great subject matter, excellent. Well done.
So we gave this one the standout category to story. Really great story. You're engaged in the turtle's journey that whole time, and there's just a big sense of relief there at the end too once they make it back to the ocean. So great job. Our next film is Cogs by Mun. Enjoy. This is another great entry, very nice, smooth animation, and also just a nice message with the story about kind of finding your place and sort of a nice twist on it by them just kind of falling into where they belong. I really like the color scheme that you used as well. It just really fits the mood, I think. So well done, and thank you for submitting. Andy said, I love the poetic style, engaging expressions and design. I'd have to agree, the style overall was just very appealing. Let's hear from Howard.
All right, this animation is called Cogs and it's by Mun. And I thought this was a very nice distilled animation, a distilled sort of meditation on individuality and finding one's place in a society, in a group of people. And it displayed this very well with a very simple metaphor that got the point across, but there's also some really nice flair when it comes to the character animation. The idea of this carrying this big cog on one's back makes you think about the weight of one's identity and the importance of one's identity. So I liked this, and I liked how the characters, the small gestures where the character's looking around. And it kind of reminds me of, you know, when you're at a canteen and you've got your tray and you're looking for somewhere to sit, who to sit with, you know. It's like, yeah, where do you put your cog? Where do you put it? It's up to you. So well done. I admire this film. I really like it.
So we gave this one the standout category in animation. There's a lot of great animation in this film, and again, well done. Next up we have Lost and Refound by Norlax. Enjoy. I'm really impressed with a lot of these entries, and this one was another great one. You can tell there was a lot of care put into this. The environments are really well done, and there was some really cool transitions using the sound and environment to kind of move between scenes, like with the flashback with the wind chimes. It feels like part of something bigger, so hopefully you will continue to build onto this story, and thank you for submitting. Andy had this to say. A very thoughtful story, sweet and emotional, expressions were well done, good suspense at the beginning. Let's hear from Howard.
All right, this film is called Lost and Found, and it's by Noir Lax. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's like Noir Lax. And your careful consideration of the details in this one, I think this gave your animation a cadence and a presence that I could really appreciate. You've got things like the ray of light coming in through the cracks in the room, and the chimes blowing in the wind that's in front of him and being blown around by the wind and playing right in front of his face, and the light, very ambient, glowing light that gave this such a surreal experience. I mean, I liked this film before we even got into the story. It worked on an emotional and intuitive level. So I really liked this one. Well done. I really especially appreciated the art style, the visuals, and so that I would have to go with art and animation for the standout category for this one. Well done. Really nice addition to this contest.
So we gave this one the standout category in art and animation as well. A really great entry. Thanks again for submitting. The next film is If Taiwan is Attacked by Tilakis. Enjoy. Wow, what a great entry. Very impactful story and so well delivered. You get to know these characters very well, and then just makes it all the worse as they just kind of fall off one by one throughout the story. The art and animation here are fantastic. There was great sound and just all around a really solid entry. Well done, and thank you for submitting. Andy said, the animation was great. The camera angles were fantastic, emotional and engaging. Definitely have to agree with all that. Howard said,
all right, we have a special animation here. It's called If Taiwan is Attacked, and it's by Tilakis. Now, this one is a very hard-hitting film. I think we can all agree. And with the title, there's no mistaking what this film is about. It's a warning to us. We're following this little girl in this, and we start in this idyllic, well, this just beautiful, nostalgic picture of this small family of people who are happy and peaceful people before this war. And then it happens, the attack happens, and we're able to see this terrifying, horrifying decline into war, and what war does to a family and what war does to children, and this little girl especially. And the way it's depicted is very vivid. I mean, the horror is drawn into every strained line within the character's face, and the characters move with a ferocity and an urgency that feels very authentic and realistic, like they are running for their lives. I don't even think it's exaggerated. I mean, this stuff happens. It's what we've seen in Ukraine is that this stuff really does happen in war, and it destroys families, it destroys communities and children. And so I very much hope that this remains just as an animation concept, and that nothing like this happens to Taiwan. That would be awful. But it's important. It's an important animation so that we don't make those mistakes, like that the world doesn't make those mistakes. The standout category for this one I would give to the story and the animation. All right, very good animation, excellent.
we gave this one a standout category in animation and story. The story was really well delivered, heavy hitting, and the animation throughout was just very well done. So great job. Thanks again for submitting. Next up, we have our final film, and that is Flicker by Zhe Sheng. Please enjoy.
Disappear. I know all the sorrows that got us here. Take your time.
Okay, I'm here. All right, pass it over.
It's okay. I got this. There's nothing in the chamber!
No, just pass me the gun!
Oh, you got the bullets? Then why did you just say so?
Oh, I don't have the bullets either. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. About leaving the gun in your car. And also shooting the energy beam into your eyes.
Apology accepted. But, you know what? What the hell? I'm gonna ask anyway. What was that? Like, seriously? Are you not gonna tell me what the shit was?
No, we ran out of time budget for that kind of shit. Also, there is someone behind you.
Is she lost or something? She's not saying anything though.
I think she's mute.
Oh, I think so too. Okay. Go there and there will be a wall with a map of the town on it.
Holy shit, did you see the message? There's an outsider being summoned a few minutes ago. Like, just find that person before he got kidnapped again, please.
Oh, okay. Can you send us a picture?
Alright, hold on, I'm sending it.
Bruh.
Okay, I know this is really random. Two suspicious men suddenly approach you and drop you here is kinda weird, but trust me, they're good people. Me and those guys actually goes around and gets rid of those evil spirits and stuff, so we're exorcists, yeah. Anyway, welcome to a world called Ether. So you got sent to another world. And a lot of people thought it would be like Skyrim or D&D or fantasy kind of stuff, but reality, when you guys just get isekai here, it's just earth cultures, cyberpunk, steampunk, and fantasy mixed together. And apparently everyone have superpowers, but we call them flicker. We don't know why we call them flicker. It's just a thing we say since we are very young, and we never really question why we call it flicker. Flicker is just basically a superpower ability that everyone has. And here's my flicker. I know, it's kinda cool. Oh, that was rude of me. I haven't even asked your name yet. Tongru told me you're mute, so I got a laptop to let you communicate with me since I don't understand sign language. So what's your name? Ah, Chichi. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. Lovely name. Well, Chichi. My name is Yiru, and I'm sorry to say this, but you probably got here from dying. And you will never going back to Earth ever again. Not that we don't want you to, but the chance of you going back to Earth is close to impossible. You doesn't seem to be that bothered by that fact. In fact, you look oddly joyful on your face. Do you think this is a dream? Ah, I see. Well, I don't know what you have been through, but you gotta be careful in this place. Criminals have been trying to abuse outsiders' power for illegal activities. You see, all outsiders that have been isekai into the world has very, very overpowered flicker. Including you. You just haven't discovered it yet. Since that's said, I will be here for you if you need any help. So for now, just stay beside me. This is the safest place for you right now. Is that okay? What? Wait, hold on just a second. What is this? What do you mean? Like, do you see these words over here? Oh, these are the credits. Credit? Wait, hold on just a second. That's it? That's everything? It just ends like that?
There's some great animation here. The characters are really well designed, and this definitely feels like it could be its own series. There were a couple parts that could use a little more polish, but the sort of meta commentary felt really fitting on those parts where this guy's not finished. Also, the effects where that creature got blasted by the energy beam were really fantastic. So great work, and thank you for submitting. Andy said, I would love to see this more fleshed out. Great camera angle choices, lots of potential here. I agree, like I said, I could see this being its own series, so great work. Howard had this to say.
So this film is called Flicker, and it's by Zi Cheng. I think, Zi Cheng. I might be pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry if I am. But this animation has a lot of very fun quirks in it. It's a quirky little story. It's an isekai story. They mention in the animation that it is an isekai plot. And there's a lot of fun quirks. You know, this girl that's the main character who is a mute. That's a cool thing, right? The girl can't speak and has to find other ways to communicate. From what was there and what was established and what I could tell, there's some really nice ideas in this that are going to go on to become a really fun series. There are sort of gaps, and I feel like you've got most of it fleshed out, but some of the parts might actually benefit from being rearranged so that maybe you get some of the explanation beforehand of what's happening, because there was a whole action sequence that was taking place between these characters where I didn't really know what was going on. I just knew that they were pulling out guns and shooting at something, and I wasn't really sure what was going on. And then I got the explanation afterwards. Maybe some rearranging would help, I'm not sure. But you chose to have the action first and the explanations after, which might have actually been the correct move, because then people are engaged and then they get the exposition, I suppose, which really felt a lot like sort of the Matrix, with like the two characters in the chairs talking, a bit like Morpheus and Neo. You've got a lot to work with here. It sounds like a very big concept, a very big plot that you've got in the works, but you've already taken it pretty far here, so that's commendable. Yeah, I like it. It was a very fun addition to this contest, and I would give the standout category to the animation. There's some really nice bits of animation there that I enjoyed, that satisfied me a lot. So well done. Thank you for submitting that.
So we gave this one a standout category in originality and animation. Like you said, great animation throughout, and just a really interesting story that seems to have a lot of potential. So great work. And that was a really great film to end on.
So I think that's all the entries that have been submitted. I think I've gotten through them all there. And I want to thank everyone for submitting their entry and for making this contest what it is, because without the entries, this contest wouldn't be happening. And I want to, of course, thank Keyframe Clips for putting on this contest, for organizing it and creating regular updates, arranging sponsors. All of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes was done by him, and he's done a tremendous job. And so yeah, thank you. And thank you for letting me watch these animations ahead of everyone else and give my thoughts on it. I enjoyed watching them and really thinking about them and thinking of what to say about them. It's deepened my appreciation of each and every one of them. So, all right, that's it from me, and see you next time.
Okay, so we made it to the end. We've already scored all the films, and we're gonna go right into announcing the winners. Starting off with third place, winning the prize of a Huey on Canvas 13, as well as a custom keychain. We have Cogs by Mun. Congratulations, Mun. Really great work, and you've definitely earned your spot here. Mun's social media link will be in the description below, so go check out their work and give them some support. And now in second place for the prize of a Huey on Canvas Pro 16 Premium, and also the second place custom keychain. The winner is Igniter by Billy Wang. Congratulations, Billy. Really fantastic film. Good job. Billy's social media will also be in the description below, so go check him out. He's definitely earned it. And now, before we announce the first place film, I've actually created one more category for a winning film, and that is going to be the community favorite. So right after this premiere is done, I will be posting a comment for each of the remaining films that did not place either first, second, or third. And whichever film title comment receives the most likes in the hour after the film premiere is done will win the community favorite placement, and they will also receive a Huey on Canvas Pro 16 Premium and a custom community favorite keychain. So stick around to cast your votes after the premiere has ended. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, the first place film and the winner of a Huion Canvas Pro 20 and the first place custom engraved keychain. The winning film is If Taiwan is Attacked by Telakis. Congratulations, Telakis. This was a really exceptional film and this was well deserved. You can also check out Telakis' social media in the description below and go check out his work. Wow, we made it all the way through. I just want to say a couple thanks to, definitely huge thanks to my guest judges, Howard and Andy. I really appreciate you both taking the time to watch these films, give your thoughts and feedback, and go through the process of scoring them. Also, I want to give a huge thanks to all the animators who entered. Of course, there wouldn't even really be a competition without your films, so thank you for submitting them. And I just really commend your efforts over the 8-month window to work on these films and get them submitted in time. So great work, and you guys just really did an amazing job here. Lastly, I just want to thank everybody who tuned into this premiere, and I hope you'll go check out the work of all the animators who submitted their films here. They will all have social media links in the description, and stick around to vote for the film that was your favorite out of the ones that didn't place by liking the comment with that film title. Thanks again to everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.